Okay, now say your offensive thing,
Okay.
Stacey.
It's not offensive.
What I'm going to say is, and I know Chanel knows because I never shut up about it, but I was doing my re-listen of Legendborn because Oathbound comes out. Like my pre-order just shipped. It's like any day, I think, from Barnes and
Mhm.
Noble. And what I was trying to say is, I know I'm not black, but I can't imagine being a woman, girl of color, and reading this book. I get emotional and I can't even relate to it on that level. You know what I mean? And like, this is my second time listening to it. So I knew what's going to happen. And I'm
Mhm.
like driving my car home from work, like midnight, sobbing like the last, 100 pages are intense of that.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it
are you
is.
saying so I should buy the special edition that's at Barnes and Noble? Because they have like painted edges at Barnes and
Mhm.
Noble
I
right
know.
now.
Look, you can't see him right now. I have him right here. Can you see him?
Oh yeah. Oh, you
Mhm.
showed me those. Yeah. They're
Yeah, I
beautiful.
know. Yeah, it's really good. Everyone needs to read
Hmm.
Legendborn.
Everyone.
It's amazing. I just finished Bloodmarked, which is the second book.
Hmm.
Number two. And it's also really good. It's like it's different, right? It's not like we kind of talk about like the
Hmm.
sequel fantasy books. It's not like setting up, you just jump right in. And
Yeah.
so it's really good. And yeah, everyone needs to read it, especially because the third book's coming out, which I'm so excited. So yes, it was amazing. Um, and I didn't listen to the audiobooks. Are the audiobooks good?
Yeah, I have both books anyway. I've never like read them because the girl who does the narration for the books is so good.
Hmm. Oh,
I
okay.
just really like listening to it. Plus, she can
Mhm.
pronounce everything correctly, which in my head I know I don't say any of half the shit right.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot,
Yeah,
especially because they also speak I'm blanking out.
Celtic?
I was like, I was
No,
like
not
Gaelic. I can't remember one.
Welsh. They do
Well,
Welsh
I know.
and something else, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm not shit talking other series or other authors. I'm not like yucking anyone's yum what they read, but I've seen a couple Instagram reels and TikTok posts of bookstagrammers and stuff, and they say, we're getting like 5,000 million special editions of like the Fourth Wing book and all this other stuff. And
Mm.
then we have these, again, I have not read. I've only read Fourth Wing. I have read the other two, so I'm not like
I
shit
know.
talking it or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, we have these other incredible series. Who should be getting special editions on?
I
Like,
know. I've
why is
only
there not?
seen one. I think Fairy Loot did one
Um,
special edition of Legendborn, which
mm-hmm,
it came out when like they did Legendborn and they did Bloodmarked. So I'm assuming they're gonna do
mm-hmm,
Oathbound, but like I want all of them. So if I didn't get the
mm-hmm.
first two, I'm not going to get the third one. And
Yeah,
then thankfully Barnes and Noble did the paperback one, which again I'm showing off right
yeah.
now. But I want like the special edition with like the end pages and
Yes.
like you were saying that Fourth Wing
Mm-hmm.
gets or that all of Sarah J. Maas's
Oh,
books
yeah.
get, where they get like alternate covers and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Legendborn definitely deserves that. So
It does. The
we'll
magic
see.
system is so unique in it. The
Yeah.
storyline's really great.
Love
Um,
Triangle.
is done very, very well.
Mhm.
The right. I just could go on and on about it. I think I'm just like hyped up on it too because I'm just like so ready to see how it ends. I really hope there's like a great box set they make of it or something. I don't know, Oh,
Bar
is it a
anywhere.
trilogy? Yeah,
It's
it's a
gonna be four
trilogy.
books now.
Oh, it
It was
is?
gonna it was gonna be a trilogy, but she just announced that it's gonna be four books now. Yeah. She announced that right before she announced the third book because that was supposed to be the last one. And then she's like,
Mm-hmm.
just kidding, there's gonna be four now. So that's super exciting. So I'm so excited for four. No one
Yay.
knows when the fourth book's gonna be out though, um,
Mm.
but yeah, four books. Yay. So
Bow,
yeah.
bow, bow.
Um, yeah, that's not even our book of the month. We just got
Yeah,
to
you
sorry.
guys,
Yeah. Sorry.
it's this
God, what
episode's
a
coming out in
tangent.
March, but this is our podcast and we do what we want. So this is our
That's right.
February book of the month. And we are doing Pride and Protest by Nikki Payne. When I tell you this book is amazing. I
Okay,
don't
can I
like
take some
should
credit?
I know, here
You
we
know what?
go. Here we go.
Nikki Payne needs to take credit because she wrote an amazing book. And then
Yeah.
I'm taking credit because I told you guys about this book. I
A
want to
long
say
time ago.
it was a year
Yeah.
ago. I read
A
that a
long time
year
ago.
ago.
Mhm.
So
And
let's
I
see.
have seen this so like Barnes and Noble, the one that's close or that's like closest to me. Um, after Chanel, you told me to read this book. A couple times they've done like a special table setup where they've had this and the sex lives and or what was it? Sex
Sex,
lies
lies,
and
and
sensibility,
sensibility. Yeah.
her other book. And like they had it all set up with like other
Mhm.
like Jane Austen stuff, and it's so cute. I don't know why it took so long for me to read this. Like it might be my new favorite book. It is right up there. Like I love it so much because um Pride and Prejudice is my favorite book. And
Yeah,
so
Ashley loves Pride and Prejudice.
it's Pride and Prejudice, but it's so funny and just the characters are amazing. Like I just a whole new like take on it that is just it's like a refreshing read. I loved it so much and it's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so relevant for like this time and space too,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, yes, I know. Which is why I knew you would like it. That's why I was like, read it. It's so good.
I
It's so
mean,
funny, everything. Yeah.
you're right. And like, I haven't been a big romance reader lately or rom-com kind of person lately. And it really got me like, I was feeling giddy when I was reading it, talking to myself when I was reading it, laughing. There was a
Laughing.
couple times when I was like, no, she didn't. Like the whole time I was
I
thinking
know.
in the
And
car.
like getting hot. I was like, the spicy sea. I was like, oh my gosh, like literally. And same thing, Stacey, like I am not a romance reader. And I read that book and then I read like literally right after I read Sex, Lies, and Sensibility, which is they're standalone novels, but they're like interconnected. So you kind of see the characters from Pride and Protest quickly pop into her second book, which is, always cool. Um, and I was like, I'm reading two romance books back to back. Like that's how good these books are. And I don't read romance. So, so that's really saying something. And and also I don't really like I love Pride and Prejudice, the book and the movie, but I don't like Sense and Sensibility is just okay. Like that's not my favorite Jane Austen. And that book was my favorite out of Sex, Lies, and Sensibility is my favorite out of the two Nikki Payne books. So that was really telling. I was like, wow, like she took this like meh classic and gave that a awesome spin. So anyway, she's amazing. And yeah, this book is amazing. So yeah.
I'll be reading that one next.
Yes. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to say is I listened to the audiobooks, which if you didn't or haven't yet, listen to the audiobooks because the voice actors are incredible. They have a guy and a girl doing both of the POVs. So highly recommend. Yeah.
I did kind of half and half. Like the first half of the book I read, but then I was just in my car a lot and I was like, why am I just not listening to this in the car? So
did you like it?
I loved the audiobook. I thought it was great. So
yeah,
the guy who did Dorsey's voice is hot as fuck. Or at least sounds hot, you know what I mean?
I know.
So they were doing the spicy scenes and he was talking. I was just like,
I know. Yep, jaw drop.
So yeah, I can go over like a quick summary of it. I love how it's like a new spin on Pride and Prejudice, but I love how they keep things like a lot of the names are very similar but a little different. So Elizabeth is Lisa Bennet, and then Darcy is Dorsey. And I do have to say in this book, like character wise, I think I enjoyed her family more in this book than the family and Pride and Prejudice. Like I loved her sisters. And in the book, she has the oldest sister is Janae, and then she has a younger sister than her, and her name is
Lydia.
Ladea.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Lydia.
Ladea. And then instead of having another sister, they have the youngest brother who is Maurice instead of Mary, who might be my favorite character in the book.
Loved him. At first, you don't like him. You're like, okay, he's just like a stick in the mud. But then you're like, wait, he's actually great.
He's great, especially the scene. I don't want to get into it. So we'll talk about at the end, but like the scene at the end and stuff with him, and he's so great.
Yes, he is. He is actually pretty cool. But yeah, at first I was like, wait, this dude is actually just a hater. Because he's like a hater at
I
first.
mean,
You're
he
like, what?
is, but I love a hater because I hate everything. But
But yeah,
they live with their mother who they're
he's
which
crazy, crazy,
the
crazy.
mom is annoying in Pride and Prejudice, but like I don't know which
Yeah,
mom is more annoying, the Pride and Prejudice mom or
yeah,
this mom, because this mom is just crazy.
yeah. She's crazy.
Like I don't know. And then their grandmother, so which is a little different, which I like too, is that her grandmother was a big character in
Mhm,
this. It follows pretty much in some way or another all the major plot points from Pride and Prejudice.
mhm.
There's this um it's not as so the first scene when they all like come together is
It's like a
it's it's
fundraiser,
a
like
like
a
a
ball.
benefit
Yeah,
benefit
benefit.
get to something know the area, yeah. And they
Yeah.
keep the names the same too because
Hmm.
it's Pemberley Development, which is
Hmm.
amazing. And
Hmm.
then where the family
And
lives
that's where he works.
yes,
Yeah.
that's like his organization and it's like and then they live why can't I think of the name of they reference the area. It's just slipping.
Netherfield
Yes, which is
Yes.
their neighborhood.
neighborhood. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And so like it's like they meet Dorsey and now I can't think of the two friends' names.
Oh, Bingley?
Oh, Bingley. But what's Bingley's name in this?
I
It's
know. I can't remember. John?
fuck.
No, I sorry, it's been a year.
He's just like
Now,
never been my favorite character. Like he's great or
He
whatever. Like
still
he's
is like
it's
vanilla, like,
yeah, he's vanilla in
yeah.
this too.
I
Like
know.
he's obsessed with Janae, but I can't
I
think of his
know.
name. And his sister, God, his sister, I
Is
can't
it
think of
like
her.
David? It's like
David. His name's
David.
David,
David.
right?
Yeah. Like some white dude's name. What is it?
It's a
N-
yeah.
They don't even matter, but I mean they do matter, but because they're part of the book. But
But it's Bingley. Like that's
Yeah,
what
it's
yeah, it's
Bingley
Bingley.
and then his sister. Yeah, yeah.
So oh yeah, I'm supposed to be condensing this more because we're not spending the whole episode. Because I have questions. I'm gonna talk about our favorite
yeah.
scenes. But anyways, so yes, follows the major plot points. We meet them there. Pemberley Development is wanting to come in and pretty much like gentrify the whole area. They're wanting to like
Yeah.
buy all this land, put up condos or apartments or whatever. And the neighborhood's already seen like these different businesses like coming in that have been different. And Lisa's an activist and a DJ, and she's obviously wanting to save her neighborhood. So her and Dorsey like have this immediate kind of like battle because he's the CEO of his parents' company who have passed, and his mother was like this very famous humanitarian, and he that's what he wants to do, but he has to like he needs to be or he thinks he needs to be the CEO of this company and run it for that to happen. And so how do I want to condense this? Because I just want to talk about every scene in this book and I don't want to like run on for an hour about it. So they think that they hate each other right away because he's rude to her.
Hmm.
She's kind of like rude to him too. And hold on, let me think.
I just love, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt because I know you're talking about like they're, I just love that when they first meet at the, when she's going to protest this, it's like a get to know party for the area, for the company's throwing because they're going to like be taking it over. And she's going to protest it and she assumes that he is
Oh
wait
He's like
yeah.
wait
staff.
staff.
Loved it. And so
As he's like
he,
in cashmere or something, like some expensive ass suit, and she
Yeah,
thinks
but
that
he for some reason he was holding a picket sign, so she just assumed that he was, or she handed him a picket
she
sign.
handed it to him
because
because
he was getting them out of the car. He was like smoking on his vape or something out
yeah.
by the back
Oh
door.
And
my
he,
God, he
yeah,
was
he just goes
so
to help
funny.
her. Yeah. And she's like, oh, whatever. She's thinking he's cute and like she's gonna hit it up.
She
And
like
like
tries
he's
to
a
tip him
busboy.
and stuff.
Gives him a
It,
20. She's like, here you go, keep quiet.
also, it's so funny because she even says like he's Filipino, and she's like, that is the strangest Latin man I've ever met, or
Yeah.
something before. Like
She
she's so funny talking about like whatever she thinks his ethnicity is. And
So funny, just totally misses it. And then, like you said, later on, he's like actually introduced, and he's like the
yeah.
CEO. She's like, uh-oh.
Lisa's inner dialogue in the whole book is amazing. But I do love that they kept
from Pride and Prejudice from the first scene, like him refusing to dance with her, like when she offers. Oh my
Yes.
God. Yeah,
I
I
had
love that.
texted Chanel. I was like, I want her to be my friend.
Mhm.
She's so fun. I love this character. But yeah, so at this like get to know you event, so Dorsey had like gotten rid of she had all these protest signs to bring because she wanted to protest this event, even though I
Mhm.
think she's the only one who showed up to it. Like she
She
brought all these
is.
signs and nobody else. Like what she called the only DJ that gives a jam. Also, that just plays in
Yes.
my head all the time. But
All the time.
but of course, like Dorsey like destroys all of her signs because it's his
Burns them.
company and so like as he's so smug talking to press during this event, she like holds up this napkin that she has taken her red lipstick and written did I tab it? I should have. I didn't even tab what it
You wrote.
said.
She like goes viral for it. They
Yes.
go viral for it.
And what
And
a smart way to use like Instagram as a way to keep them in communication and stuff and like to keep
Mhm.
it present as to why they would see each other and keep interacting and stuff. It was really
Mhm.
funny. I really
oh,
liked that.
sorry, it said
Go ahead.
the sign said another field must go. Hashtag Southeast gives a jam.
Yeah.
And she's like holding it up. And he's
Mhm.
like, she's behind him. Yeah, it becomes a meme. It's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Yeah.
so then after this, pretty let me remember the timeline. Because after this, then we meet the Wickham character pretty early on too, but he goes by does he go
Wick.
by Wick? Yeah. I don't know why I didn't realize that until just now that he goes by Wick and it was Wickham and anyways, it doesn't matter.
You're such
Way
a
over the
nerd.
head.
I
Way
know.
over the head.
I was just like going too fast, but we meet this character. He seems like Prince Charming to her, basically. Like he's this big
Hmm.
activist and acts like that he wants the same things that she wants.
They
And
start like kind of dating a little bit,
yeah,
Yeah.
chatting. Yeah. And
but
he she starts like working for him, right? Like he said he's gonna
Yeah.
take on, she has like a proposal,
well,
right?
working, quote unquote, working, as in
I
doing
know.
this
Well,
work for him.
okay.
Not,
I was
yeah,
gonna get to
but
that. I was gonna get to
sorry,
that.
sorry.
But he like
Well,
takes on her proposal and like says he's gonna like edit, work on it, like take it up to like whatever,
Hmm.
the city
mhm.
board or something like that. But as Ashley has kindly quoted, he never
Never
does it.
really.
He like strings her along. And
Hmm.
yeah, he's like
Yeah.
you would like the real Wickham. He's like a con man basically, and it's
Yeah,
like just trying to get in her pants, trying to get money the
yeah,
quickest, easiest way possible. And she's like, "What's up with this proposal? Like, I really
Hmm.
want like she's all about
She's
the
like really worked on it. She's like, where is it?
she's
What's
like
happening?
it's like a stack of documents, and he's like, "Yeah."
hasn't read any
Yeah.
of it.
He's like,
I just,
what proposal?"
the whole time I was reading it, I was like, has read Pride and Prejudice, has watched the movies, whatever. Wickham's a bad guy, fucks her over in the end. Reading this whole book, Wick turns out to be a bad guy, fucks her in the end. Surprised. Like,
Surprise! He's so
I
I didn't
was
see
terrible.
that coming.
me still going like, oh, I can't believe he fucking did that. And I knew, like, he's going to from the beginning. And it,
Also, I just loved again, like you find the connection with Dorsey, where Dorsey like
hmm
knows, and he's like, but of course is like only tells a little bit. He's like, oh, you're like whatever, you're with Wickham, or you know that Wickham guy, like
hmm
he's not good. And of course, because she already has a bad taste in her mouth,
hmm
Hmm.
um, Lisa's like, what do you mean? What do you mean he's not good? Like
Yeah.
she doesn't
Now I
want,
like him more.
yeah, she doesn't want to hear anything Dorsey says. And he's like, well, then I'm not going to explain to you how or why I think he's not good. Like, I'm just trying to like warn you. And then, like he said, then she's like, well, I'm going to date him more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna date him harder.
Yeah. And I'm going to work on that proposal more. And, but then you find out that the reason Dorsey gave that advice is because Wickham like screwed over his sister, who
hmm
Hmm.
I'm blanking out on what her cat,
Georgia.
Oh,
Or
They call her Gigi.
Gigi, but
Gigi.
her name's Georgia. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where did cat come from? Anyway, yeah. And and yeah, and so like her heart got broken. He like stole
hmm
money from her.
Yeah,
hmm
like $150,000 or
Yeah.
Mhm.
something.
That she was
And
like investing in his company and
yes. Yes. And so yeah, it devastated his sister, and he's like, I don't want you to go through that, anyone else to go through that. He's a bad guy, blah blah blah. But um
Yeah, his sister got a record. Remember, she gets arrested
Yeah.
because it's like
oh,
a fraud. And he
Yeah.
got away with it.
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah, crazy. So yeah, it was again, I kind of just liked that like parallel from
Yeah.
the
hmm
actual Pride and Prejudice, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like he wanted to help her, but he was just like rebuffed.
Well, I mean, he wanted to help her, but also just like never gives very much information.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a
Which I
little
love.
cold.
Nikki Payne does a nice job with this book that you get their inner dialogues more.
Hmm,
hmm
hmm,
And they're just such idiots in love this whole book.
hmm. Yeah,
Like Lisa acts like she hates Dorsey from like day one, but in her head she's just like he's so hot the whole book. It's just
Yeah.
the whole book. He's so
yeah,
tall.
literally, literally. And but like, yeah, it's like hating herself for how much she likes him. It's like, well, I
Yes.
can't like him because like he's the enemy, you know. And like little does she know that he actually feels the same way she does about her, but like he's also like has an activist mindset. He's just put
Hmm.
in this terrible position.
hmm
So
Can can we talk about one of my favorite scenes, which is in the beginning? Um, it's I and also Nikki Payne does a really good job of like I mean, I know we know Wick's character is terrible, but she does a good way of like hinting at it even in the beginning when he's supposed to be the nice guy. Because Janae and David hit it all. God, I hope his name's David. Can you imagine if it's like Jason or something and we've been calling him David
Hold
this
on,
whole
I'm
book?
gonna look it up.
But
I've
it's
so
anyway,
not
yeah,
much.
yeah, look it up.
Jason.
Anyway, she is with Wick though, and we find out that Janae's been drinking
It is
at
David.
yeah, that she's been drinking because she was at a job interview at David and Dorsey's company.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite parts. And so she's gonna go, it's like snowing. So she's gonna go like get her sister because it's not good when she drinks. And she tells Wick she'll just take the train. And instead of being like, oh, I'll come with you or like I'll drive you, he's just like, okay, later. Like just pieces out. And I was like, right there. There's our first little clue right
She's
there.
in ballet flats in
Yes.
snow. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
But one of,
Mhm.
I mean, honestly, the the whole all the chapters with them being snowed in at that company,
I know
I love it.
that's what I thought you were gonna talk about.
the
That
nap
freaking
pod.
pod.
I want one with the Dorsey, the hide and seek, and then they forget about her. And
Oh
Dorsey
my
has to go find her.
God.
Remember, they just forget about her. She hides for like an hour by herself. He's like, "Hey, they stopped playing. You can come out now. You
Everybody,
won."
everybody's drunk or asleep.
In that freaking pod. I thought, is that your favorite scene? We could talk about
Oh,
your
it's,
favorite
I
scenes.
mean, it's just so, I love when a writer can get the tension and the funny and the banter so right. And that just hit every box in that pod.
I think that was like probably, I mean, not that they weren't already like attracted to each
Yeah.
other, but I think that was like the moment where they were like, oh yeah, like I'm viewing this
hmm
person differently. Like I'm
hmm
sexually chemistry kind of um forced proximity. That was the one bed
The
trope.
one bed trope, the one pod trope.
The one pod. It was so funny how they got into that one pod together too.
hmm
Like because obviously Janae and David wanted to just to like stay together, and then David's sister, which I cannot think of her name for some reason,
Is
they
that
like
cat?
No, no one is named Cat in this
yeah, I
book.
don't think anybody's named Cat.
No one,
Crazy.
zero,
I don't
zero.
know.
But we find out she like her brother. And honestly, I would have killed somebody if they would have said this out loud. Like in
Oh
this,
God.
was he was like, oh, she farts in her sleep. So then nobody wanted to share a
I
pod with her
I forgot her.
because
I
she
would have lit that
farts in
building
her.
on fire. I would have lit that building on fire if that was me.
I can't.
Yeah.
It's so terrible.
So like this happens. Obviously, they're attracted to each other, but they act like they're not after this whole like snowed in like sleep pod thing that happened. And then we like it's just they she's like talking to Wick again after this or
hmm
something. She's like trying to get this plan together. And her and Dorsey run into each other again at a coffee shop, I think. Also,
Yeah.
this takes place in DC. I don't know if I ever said that. Oh, she no, I know it was. She was going to protest something
hmm
and again shows up there. She's the only one with a sign.
And Dorsey is there leaving the building. He's like, that protest was last week. I don't know why I think it's so funny. Like she just wants to protest things, but she can't. She just can't make it happen.
That
She
sounds like
wants to
you,
protest.
Ashley.
He was, and like the thing was that it's like one side was for one protest and the other side of the sign was for another protest because I don't think she could remember which one it was. And he was like, oh, that one was last week and the one before that is next week. Like
Yeah.
it just she nobody was there. But they end up they go to this like nice hotel to get cocktails together. And when I
Oh
tell
my
you
God.
this is like the best first date that you could do. Like this like really nice, cozy, beautiful hotel and they're just having drinks together and they're actually being nice to each other.
Hmm.
And I love it. And then Wick shows up and ruins the whole mood.
I know. I know. Yikes.
I
And
know.
because they both just act like they don't like each other. And then Wick being there, she's like, oh, I should like Wick or whatever. And she's actually
Yeah.
kind of rude in this, but he's rude too. And again, she ends up taking the train. She's got both these guys and she ends
Yeah.
up, I'm pretty sure that's what happens, that she ends up taking the train home.
I knew you were gonna
Um,
love the whole setup where they got drinks because it seemed so cozy, and then the drinks they got. I
yes.
love that he would, and he's like really vulnerable with her in the scene, and it's sweet. And he says like he just ordered that. I think he orders like a Manhattan or something, some kind
Yeah,
of
like a
whiskey
scotch
drink.
or something.
And he's like, "Yeah, I just ordered this because I feel like that's what people want me to order." And so then he ends up taking her drink, the one that lights on fire, when they bring it out, and like
Yeah. It's
it's
that
great.
might
It's
be one of my
cute.
favorite. That might be like my favorite scene. I
Hmm
loved it so much.
Mine was when the guys brought to her apartment the Christmas tree.
That's like right
Yeah.
after this because she says she loves
Yeah.
the Christmas tree. That's
Christmas.
so this is perfect timing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the next thing that
That's my
happens.
favorite
hmm
because it's so awkward, but then
Mhm.
also like cute. Like obviously you see like David and Janae and they're like in their little cutesy romance, but
hmm
then it's there's feelings between the two of them, but he's
hmm
awkward. He's in her family home, so she's like,
Mhm.
oh, he's probably judging me. He's probably like,
hmm
he's this rich guy, blah blah blah. And then I can't remember if it was her mom or her grandma offers
Grandma.
offers him, was it chitlins? What did she offer?
No, it's like some kind of
Ox tongue, I think.
Oxtail?
yes.
Was it oxtail?
Oxtail.
Okay, I
Oxtail.
couldn't
Oxtail.
remember
Yeah, yeah.
what she offered him. And he was like, no.
No.
He's like, no, I'm not gonna eat. But David eats it. And so
hmm
it was just a stark contrast, to be like, and she's like, why wouldn't you just do that? Just like,
Mhm.
again, she's like, he's probably just judging my family because we're so poor. And like, just even if just be polite and just take
Mhm.
it. And like, clearly that means that he doesn't like me and he doesn't,
hmm
you know, want to be. I don't know. I just liked the dynamics playing around.
Mhm.
But at the same time, she doesn't know that like he listened to her, he got this Christmas tree. Like he's
Mhm.
hmm
already out of his comfort zone and like yeah, like I don't know. I think it was like I don't know. I just think it
So
just showed a lot
sweet.
about his character. But
hmm
again, she wasn't willing to accept just the little bit that he gave, even if it wasn't like 100%. You know what I mean? So
hmm
I don't know.
Well,
I
and
just
then
liked
like at some point in this too, around this time, he also sends her her favorite ice cream. Like has
hmm
it shipped in or something.
it. Mm,
It's like Bluebell ice cream, which I
hmm.
love. I'm like, is
Yeah,
this
Bluebell
not
ice cream's the
everywhere?
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I just assumed everybody had it, but maybe it's a Midwest thing. I don't know. But excuse me. So yeah, he's just so like he just really listens to her and is so sweet and does
hmm
these things. And they're like texting a lot after this, like questions back and forth to each other. So everybody, I think all of her family thinks that she's likes Wick this much, but really she's talking to
hmm
Dorsey the whole time.
Yeah.
Um, and then her family, her grandmother won this like contest for her garden, like earlier in the book, and so like they're being taken to I think it's Philly, for like this big celebration, this really fancy gala, however you say it, for something, and like their whole family gets put up in this suite, like this VIP treatment.
hmm
And it's like the disastrous scene from Pride and Prejudice when
the Bennetts are at this party, and it's just like, it's a train wreck coming, so it's going to be bad. But also, one of the funniest things I thought, so like they're all so dressed up and like looking fancy, and then Maurice wants to wear a sweatsuit, and they're like telling him no, and then I think he like changes into something, but it's like a t-shirt that says "I can't breathe," like, and then with this sweatsuit, and they're like, for one night, can you just like, and
Jill.
he can't do it. He can't do it.
Yeah.
And the whole family is just acting crazy at this party. Like, he gets up on the stage and
Oh, best part.
is like yapping into the mic at some point. The mother's drunk, going around telling people that Janae needs to like get pregnant soon to like, so she never has to work again. Like saying things like, I think at some point, like something like poke a hole in the condom or something. But again, it's as this madness is happening, all Dorsey is focused on is like dancing a slow dance with Lisa. That's the only thing he cares about.
It's so funny. Yes,
and
it's so funny.
Sweet. Which they do end up having, they do slow dance together, and then like I think people realize that they like each other. But this whole like thing was just crazy.
It's like watching the movie when you read it. Like you just feel the cringe like creep up your neck from everyone. And it's just very well done to match the energy that's coming from the source material,
for her.
Yes. And Dorsey was really sweet. He like bought this book for, well, I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly now. Like, it's a book that he puts in a Tiffany box for her, but I think he read it and put his own notes in it, right? And it's like his copy that which is just, is that not the best gift that somebody could give somebody? A book that they read and put notes in and then gave it to you to read.
No better gift. Yeah, no better gift.
Stacey,
like, I think you would like this. I
Mm-hmm.
liked it. I think you would like it.
Yes. So it's a good and bad night, because this is like the beginning of the end of everything, because after this is when David, I cannot remember this guy's name. David like takes off to Paris after this because Dorsey convinces him that like Janae isn't into him like that, and like her family's crazy. And I'm trying to think, when's the, I don't want to mess it up. So he takes off. Oh,
yeah.
So I didn't bring up these characters yet, but she has a best friend that marries the crazy Mr.
The
Collins
boiled potatoes guy. Yeah.
The boiled potatoes guy. So these characters are in. I just haven't mentioned them yet, but Chicho, that's her best friend's name. Marries. I've even, is his name his name's Colin.
Colin.
Yeah.
His name's Colin in it. Yeah.
Who is somehow worse than the Mr. Collins
somehow.
Pride and Prejudice somehow. When I'm telling you, when I was reading this, I was hoping that somehow
I like how we all knew
the boiled potatoes. I was praying that the boiled potatoes would make it into this book, and by God, she got boiled potatoes in this book. With some weird senator they all have dinner with, because she's trying to like be a good friend to Chicho, and she's staying with them to help her. And Dorsey's there, and they have some weird Russian themed dinner with like bland boiled potatoes, and Dorsey's friends there, and Dorsey's friend and Lisa end up leaving and going to Dorsey's apartment, condo, whatever it is, and they just like stay up all night cooking. They make out at some point. Like, he was really into her, she's really into him, and then
it's just bodies reacting. That's all I kept thinking with some of this stuff, because like I know we used to say that back in the beginning of the podcast all the time with like when people like make out and they're like, oh, it's nothing, it's just bodies reacting,
because they just kept trying to deny it.
And I kept saying, oh yeah, it's just bodies reacting the whole time like this, guys.
And then one of the steamiest scenes in this book is in the town car. He like is taking her back to Chicho's house, and they're in his like town car. There's a driver, and they're in the back seat, and you think they're gonna have sex, and they almost do.
Yeah,
they don't. It is so steamy.
I know.
He's like, so confident in that. I was just like, it was something else, man.
When I was listening to that in my car, I was like, thank God nobody can hear what I'm listening to.
Not me. I rolled my windows down full blast midnight. Everyone could hear it.
midnight.
Midnight.
Like no one on the street.
When I was listening to it, I was like, what a man.
I
What a
What a
know,
man.
man.
dude. I know.
And
Getting hot.
then I keep saying my favorite scene, but
The whole book
this
is
is
her favorite
the
scene.
whole book is my favorite scene because it's like how because in the book, but I would even say like the movie, the Keira Knightley movie, where Darcy like confesses or whatever,
Mhm.
proposes to her in the rain at this gazebo type thing. Like that's just such a hard scene to top, I feel like. But the
Mhm.
way that Nikki Payne wrote his confession to her pretty much like this is so well done and
So
took it
well
in
done.
it was like a different
Mhm.
emotion. It wasn't so much like yearning as much as this poor man is so in love with her that he does not sleep at all, drinks a bunch of caffeine, and is just like pretty much tripping out trying to confess his love to her. And she even says when she's listening that he's like he sounds erratic, but he's insulting her the
Yeah.
whole way, like just like in the like just pretty much the same thing. He's like, I love you. Like he pretty much is like, I'll put you up in a penthouse. We don't have to live together, and like makes it seem like he wants her to be like
A side chick.
his
Yeah.
mistress,
Mhm.
when really it's just like he wants her to be as comfortable as possible.
Yeah,
He's just
yeah.
like so stupid.
Yeah.
It wasn't edited before it came
Yeah.
He was just like spewing information at her.
out.
So obviously that doesn't go well, and she turns him down pretty harshly. And because she also finds out like in this time that he is the reason that
Yes.
Janae. Yeah.
Yes.
Janae and David are not together, and like that David took off and stuff like this, and so like it's all very upsetting. And then they don't talk for a while after that. Like everybody's kind of like Janae's like
Yeah.
gone to New York and is working, and
Trying to move
her
on.
yeah,
Mhm.
her DJ show, she gets laid off from that. They close it
Mhm.
down, and
It's kind of
um
sad. It's like a bummer part after that. It's, yeah,
mhm,
but I knew the end was gonna be great. So like I was
yeah.
suffering through it, you know?
It's sad, but I really do like Lisa's character during all this when it's sad. Like when she's like leaving the radio show and stuff, she's like she tells everybody she's going through a hard time, but she's like, I'll be back and I'll be better
Mhm.
than ever, but I'm just gonna need some time. And I just really
Mhm.
liked that a lot.
Mhm.
But then freaking Ladea, who is just
Bladea.
an idiot, but
Yikes.
she wants
I
to be
mean, we knew
loved,
this was gonna
noticed.
happen.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I was just like, I know it's coming. I'm still shocked by it.
Yeah. We're
Um,
like, oh, like the cat that's like, or the mouse is like,
so she takes off to I think New Jersey for some like weird conference thing. She's only 16. So
yeah.
again, it's like her mom is also an idiot, but
I
also
know.
her
Yeah.
I know. Just
grandmother lets her go
clueless.
too. Send Ladea, the 16-year-old, to New York for this conference with like her debit card or something, or like account information for the bank, or she has gotten it. Wick is somehow there. She ends up giving Wick her mother and grandmother's entire life savings.
Yeah.
And
Like
and so
because he said he's gonna like help her. I think she was to do hair, or makeup.
Makeup. She does
makeup,
Yeah,
she's like,
makeup.
some
yeah,
influencer.
yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna help you start your business, like
Hmm.
Hmm.
invest with me, finger quotes, and give me your money and I'll make you a millionaire or
I'll
whatever.
like triple it or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Which
this
now
nice Ponzi scheme.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember the timeline of these events because it happens so quickly.
Mhm.
Because as this is her
Hmm.
and Dorsey have gotten together by this point. Like she had stayed
Mhm.
the night at his.
Oh,
Like
Hmm.
because you know what happened? They got together and then he made like a play. They made that playlist.
Playlist. Yeah. Yeah.
Remember the
yes.
Filipino playlist?
Rap playlist. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And they
But
like
I
got
know
back.
but they
She
broke
like
up
got back on
after
the
that.
air.
Yeah. But remember, because the playlist is so good, they go to like this event that
Oh,
becomes,
that's right.
yeah.
Sponsored.
A Filipino event. Like
Yeah. Like they are so appreciative of like the
yes, that's right, that's right.
awareness and the new interest in like this playlist and these new artists. Yeah. So
So they're
Dorsey ends
like
up going. Yeah. Yeah.
they're at
Hmm.
this event together. She goes back to because they're in Philly, goes back to his apartment condo after
Apartment.
this.
Yeah, that was
They
Stevie.
they finally do it. It's amazing. She's like
Mhm.
crying. She confesses her love to him. Can you imagine
No.
what is happening that causes you're
I can't.
crying and confessing your love?
I don't know, but I want to know.
I don't know, but I want to know. You're like, I don't know, Nikki, tell me.
Yeah,
Nikki, tell us the secrets.
So after this like life-changing, sexual encounter, twice actually, I think twice, 2 or 3 times.
Mhm.
The next morning as she's getting up, Dorsey's sister Gigi shows up because she follows, I love this. Gigi
yes.
really likes Lisa and her family. She likes Instagram follows all of them. And so she's the one who sees Ladea's Instagram that she's
Mhm.
like in New Jersey and has like given all this money
He's like, girl,
to
your
Wig.
sister's dumb.
Yeah, your sister's so. Can I just say, not to cut in, the amount of Instagram stalking from Dorsey and his
Mhm.
sister to the Bennetts this whole book is so amazing. And I
Your
love it.
sister's
Dorsey's
dumb.
creeping 24/7. G's creeping from the shadows. Like,
Your sister's dumb.
Dumb, what an idiot. So, Dorsey and Janae kind of save the day because because he's so nice. Dorsey lets
Mhm.
the Bennetts use his private plane to fly to New Jersey. They
Mama
get
Bennett's living her life.
they get Janae. They like work out this whole scheme to like, and Maurice is the one who Maurice is the one who organizes this whole thing on how to get the money back. He ends up
Mhm.
punching Wick in the face, which I loved this. Like they get
Love
in some
it.
kind of altercation. Um, and they get the family savings back. And then Dorsey had like lent money to help with the scheme, and he obviously got his money back too. And then like Dorsey is like giving Maurice all these compliments, and you find out later they might like hang out or something, or at least Maurice says that they do. And I'm like, I think they might. Like,
No, that's one of my favorite scenes in the whole book. He is like, we learn that Dorsey misses Lisa. So he goes to her neighborhood to hope to run into her, and he always runs into her brother. So they
And they've
walk
been-
around and hang out.
oh, and
He
they
ne-
play basketball and stuff together.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he never tells anyone that they're hanging out. And then finally he tells his family, "Oh, I've been hanging out with Dorsey." They don't believe him.
Nobody believes him.
It's like one of my favorite parts
BFFs.
in the whole book.
He's
He's
like,
like, "Yeah, we
that's-
hang out."
That's why he's one of my favorite characters. And like Dorsey gives him a compliment. It's like nobody in this family has ever given this man a compliment. He's like, you see, I'm useful.
Now he's in love.
You said, let me spread my wings.
Yes.
I just love when he's like, "Yeah, we hang out," and they're like, "No, you don't."
You're like, why would you be hanging out with the CEO?
Yeah, you were hanging out with him.
It's
So,
so great.
yeah, they save the day. They get together. It's like all tied up with a nice little ribbon, and
Mhm.
then we get like a little epilogue, and it's amazing because
It's so
Janae
cute.
and David have gotten married.
Mhm.
Excuse me. And their mother actually gets married too in this. Like the epilogue is them at their mom's wedding in this church basement. You find out that Dorsey and Lisa have been married for a while, and she's pregnant.
Mm.
And I think Janae had a baby by this time. Does she
Maybe,
have a
yeah.
baby at the end of this?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm almost. Yes, I just read it. I just finished it like a week ago. I'm like, I think so. Yeah, and remember, the mom's marrying a reverend, so it's like her biggest dream ever. Like she's
Yeah.
gonna be like head lady
First
and
lady
like
of the church.
Her
yeah.
mom's like, how did it feel to come to a real Christian wedding or something
Yeah.
like that? It's just fucking funny. And so yeah, it's like a happy
Mhm.
ending. Like Ladea is like got a ton of Instagram followers,
Yeah,
and
doing makeup. Hmm.
Maurice is doing something, starting some kind of like private detective business or
Yeah, private
something like
detective.
that.
Yeah,
It's
uh-huh.
just, my hope, which I don't know if it's going to happen, but I wish that Nikki Payne would write a sequel to this. I would love to see like, I don't know, more of them, but
Yeah.
Just read Sex, Lies, and Sensibility.
fine. But
You
anyway,
twist her arm.
yeah, twist her arm. But that was the book. I thought it was amazing. It's so funny, and you
Mhm.
love the characters. It's so funny. Maurice is hilarious, though, you guys.
Yeah, it's such a good book. It's such a good book. You're welcome.
I feel like sometimes, I mean, can you even imagine? I just feel the internal pressure to write a book that is based off Pride and Prejudice as source material in itself can be so nerve-wracking.
Mhm.
But then to write something that's so relevant with the times, but diverse, funny, romantic, hot, like all the things. And it's not a long book. It's so great, such a unique find to get in something like this, you
Yeah,
know. Mhm.
she did such a good job, and you guys really need to read the next book. And she also has a new book. I can't remember when it's coming out. Hold up. It's not a whatchamacallit, um,
Not a
like a
retelling.
retelling. Let me see, what's it called? It's called The Princess and the PI. Oh, The Princess and the
Princess and the
Pea.
Pea. Yeah,
I
duh,
just
guys.
it is a retelling. I
Chanel.
just
I hope she
realized. I'm
listens to
like,
this
who am
episode
I,
and goes,
Ashley?
yeah, I hope she listens to this episode and
Hey,
go, what is wrong with them three? They're
I
unhinged.
literally just realized that. But it's about a an amateur online sleuth must enlist the help of a jaded PI to clear her name while taking down a shady tech startup. Yeah,
Spoiler alert, it's Wick is the villain in it. No, I'm just kidding.
but yeah. Oh my God, I just realized that. She's amazing. Why do I love
She's
her so much? And
amazing.
like the cover is amazing on that one. So
Let me see
that's
it.
coming
Is the
out
cover
this
on your
year.
phone? I'll just look it
Um,
up if it's not
I
there.
yeah,
Oh yeah, I've
I've
seen
seen
that.
this.
Yeah, I've
I've seen
seen
this
it.
on
Yeah, yeah.
Instagram. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. It's coming out this year. I don't know when. It just said 2025, but we can ask her hopefully when we get her on the podcast.
Throwing that out to the universe.
I just can't wait to tell her that the whole time I'm listening to this book and I know Wick's a piece of shit the whole time. And then when he finally does, we get the big reveal at the end that he's like from Dorsey's sister, you know what he's been doing. I was still just like just
He's
so
not a good guy.
so speechless. What?
I
This
like
is great
Ashley's big
information.
reveal. Wickham is Wick. Wait,
Wick.
what?
I feel so stupid. I swear to God, I don't know why. I don't know if it's because actually I don't have a reason why. I don't know what I was thinking.
It's okay. I just realized Princess of the PI is Princess of the Pea. So
It's okay, guys. We'll
we're
get there.
dumb. Okay,
It's
we're
fine.
dumb.
It's fine. It's fine.
We kind of already did our favorite scenes,
Yeah.
but is there
Yeah.
anything else you guys want to chat about?
Um. Oh wait. Here's some. Let me ask one of these discussion questions from the back of the book. Okay, go
Mhm.
ahead. Hit us with it. Okay. Let's see. Um. Oh, there's a lot of good ones in here. Okay, sorry. Why did Lisa mistake Dorsey for waitstaff? What does it say about her own views on the world of the world?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, we could
I
say that was like
yeah.
some racism, a little bit of classism, kind of.
I
Yeah.
think it's really I think it was an interesting way to start it up instead of because maybe when you first start the book and you learn that like Dorsey's character is this very rich, affluent um Filipino man and that she is black, maybe we thought it would be like the other way around. So it's interesting to see that even though Lisa is this very intelligent woman and fighting for all the right things, that we can all get caught up in social bias without even realizing it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, then this kind of piggybacks off of that. Dorsey seems to field many microaggressions from people around him. Why was Lisa's mistake particularly egregious about like him being wait staff? Because he seemed to
Oh.
be pretty upset or like
Oh,
bothered
yeah,
him.
maybe just because she's black. Yeah.
That's what I was
Or-
thinking. Cause maybe he assumes it from the people that are around
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, like the other, like the white executives, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see what else. What what is Dorsey looking for when he roams Lisa's neighborhood? Does he find it?
He's
What do
looking
you
for
think?
Lisa.
Oh,
I mean,
I think he was looking for Lisa and he found Maurice.
And he found Maurice.
He did not find what he was looking for, but
no, I
it
think they mean like he was looking around their neighborhood to see why Lisa is so in love with keeping keeping it how it is and not letting it
Okay.
turn into like,
Okay, that's a better.
but like really he's looking for her. Like, let's be,
Yeah,
yeah.
like, oh, like, because he wants to know more about her,
Mm-hmm.
but he found Maurice.
Yeah, but he found Maurice, which was better, in my opinion. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh my God,
Found
so
Maurice.
funny. Okay, let's do one more. Let's see
Okay.
what'd be a good one.
So funny. Did he find it? He did not find it.
He did not find it.
Do you think Bev, which is her mother, and Lisa's relationship will ever change?
Hmm.
No.
I don't think so. I think even
Uh,
though she got a CEO, I
Mhm.
think it'll just be different now. Like the mom will be like, expecting kids,
Mhm.
expecting her to
mhm.
give her money,
Yeah.
expecting like, you know, I don't know. Yeah, just
I mean this in the nicest way, but I feel like people like that, and not that she's a bad person because she's not, but like
Yeah.
I just mean like you just don't change that person. Now, you like her character is written that she doesn't think there's anything wrong with how she's acting, so it doesn't
mhm.
matter if she has no money or all the money. She's still gonna act
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
same way. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Hmm.
yeah. And like just expect certain things from her kids or like
Hmm.
want things from her kids,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Especially I think because Lisa's firstborn. Like it seems like she didn't really care about that with Linnea, right? Like she let
Hmm.
her take the
Mhm.
card, like kind of, or
Hmm.
even Maurice is like kind of lackadaisical with them, but like
Maurice is the baby. No,
oh
I mean
sorry,
Lede is the
Janae
baby,
is
right?
the oldest, but like with the two
No,
of
I think
them,
Maurice is the youngest, right?
Maurice is the baby, right? Or is it no?
Yeah.
Lede is the youngest.
what Linnea was. But
They're like,
either
did they
way,
even read this fucking book?
Either
We
way.
did, I
I don't
swear.
know.
We certainly
No,
loved
the
it.
two of them, since they're the youngest, I think
Hmm.
she probably has less like
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever boundaries for them, rules for them. But then with
Hmm.
Lisa and Janae, since they're the oldest too, she's probably like, I don't know, has higher
Yeah.
expectations.
It's
Yeah,
true.
Mhm.
crazy.
What do you think, Stacey? You want to give a spice and a story
Yes, I
rating
do
to this?
absolutely want to. Yes. Fives across the board. Fives, fives, fives,
Hmm.
fives, fives. I'm like, when I do my rating systems for story, it's definitely like because I don't know if I've said this before or not when I think of my, ratings, but I'm always reading or listening to multiple things. And when I was listening to before anything else. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to finish it before I was reading something else. So that's how I know it stands out in my mind. And
Hmm.
then the spice was perfect in it. Like there was
Hmm.
enough tension in the beginning to keep you going and wanting more. And then when we finally got the main course, it was delicious.
Hmm.
It was great. So
Very
definitely
true.
fives. Yeah, yeah.
I
Definitely
agree.
true. Yeah,
Hmm.
I agree. I
Hmm.
agree.
Well,
Yeah.
do you guys want to talk about anything else, or should we wrap it up with some kudos?
We can
Yeah.
announce our next book if you
Hmm.
want.
Oh yeah, because it's
Yes.
March, baby.
It's
This is
Stacy's book.
Stacy's month.
Not only is it amazing because it's my turn to pick and it's my month, but March is also me and Ashley's birthday month. So,
Bow, bow, bow,
Yeah.
about to be 25. It's amazing.
so
Chanel, don't
yes.
look at me like that.
Sorry, I was in shock. Like like you guys were throughout this book. This character.
I know. This is brand new
It's
information.
in
This is
shock.
brand new
I think you want
information.
to add about 10 years onto that now.
Ugh. Wolf. Yeah.
So for March's book of the month, we will be reading Stone Cold Fox by Rachel Kohler Croft. It's gonna be good, guys. So
Yeah.
strap
Hmm.
in.
It's
It's
so good.
actually a debut novel from the author, kind of about a woman who, which we get into later, but basically it's about a woman who's kind of a con artist, a really beautiful con artist, and trying to land
Hmm.
the rich man. But there's all kinds of side stories going on. It's like kind of a thriller. It's intense, a lot of mind
Mhm.
games. It's gonna be a great spring book. So.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's getting turned. I can't remember if it's like a movie or if it's a TV. I think it's a movie.
Yeah, I think it's,
Um,
I don't know. It
I don't
did get
remember.
picked up. It's either a movie or it's going to
I
be,
don't think it's long enough for a TV series. I think it's a
And that's what I
movie.
was thinking.
I know. I think it's a movie.
I think it is a movie.
We'll come back to you with that
Yeah, we'll find
exception
we'll
version,
we'll
but
probably
it's
have the
definitely being
corrections
turned
corner.
into a something in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, I
Producers
just looked it
don't
up
want
really quick. It already has like a full cast and everything. It's going to be a
it.
movie.
Yeah, yeah.
It's going to be directed by a woman, Sophie Tabbitt, and the
Oh,
main girl starring in it is the girl who was in the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, is going to play the main character
oh,
from like Mad Men
oh
and
Oh
God, I know what's her
yeah. What's
name.
her name?
Kiernan
Kiernan Shipka.
Shirka. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's gonna
She's
be
going to be
great.
beautiful in it.
I cannot
Yes.
believe I didn't realize that was a debut novel.
I know.
These
Isn't that
authors are
wild?
crazy with their debut novels that are just
I know.
amazing.
Yeah.
So
Oh wow, yeah. Oh, it's gonna
Hmm.
be a good movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah. That's
really
going to be
good.
really good.
We're
Hmm.
reading it ahead of everyone else.
that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It
Well,
doesn't say it was announced to start production May of last year, but the filming is supposed to begin in June, it says. Yeah.
Nice. Yay.
Yay. Yeah, that's cool.
Yay, yay, yay.
awesome.
Are we gonna do kudos?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who wants to
Hmm.
go first?
I
Go
can go
ahead.
first. Or Ashley, whoever.
Go ahead.
There you go. You can go.
So I really want to kudos this month because I think it's really important. Me and Ashley haven't really talked about it on here. We went through a really big not to like bring the party down from this, but we've had a really, really hard last few weeks. We lost a really close family member. And so I don't think I could have gotten through the last few weeks without you guys or without my therapist. I think even now, I mean, we've always advocated how important it is, but um, I just think it's really important to talk to someone about how you're feeling, and your feelings are important. And the one silver lining about something tragic happening to you is seeing the amazing support you have. And Chanel roasted a whole chicken and brought it to my house. And it was so
Chanel's an
delicious.
angel.
And she's an
Yeah.
angel.
Yeah.
And she did my dishes, which is such a love language. And I've been calling Ashley all hours of the day and night. So thank you, you guys. Thank you to my therapist, beautiful angel. So, and thank you for these amazing books because truly, I this book made me laugh out loud when I was literally crying like 10 minutes before. So it was a rare gift Nikki Payne gave us for choosing this book for this month. It was
Mhm.
needed.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. We love
Mhm.
books.
Well,
Yeah.
mine's kind of the same as Stacy. It's been a really difficult time, and I feel very lucky for my friends and family. Um, you guys have just been like amazing, and our sister Katie flew in from
Mhm.
Phoenix, and um, he's like family, but Clayton flew in. Like people were flying in like the next day,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's just been hard, but feeling very lucky for Chanel and all my other friends out there and family that have been so supportive. I love you guys.
Mhm.
Yeah, we love you both. Yeah. Um, my first kudos is for my mom. It's her birthday tomorrow. So happy birthday to my
Happy
mom.
birthday!
Happy birthday.
Um, so it was nice celebrating her this weekend. Um, but yeah, my other kudos is to both of you guys. Like, I can't imagine going through what you guys have went through the past few weeks. So, yeah, I just want to say I love you, and yeah,
Mhm.
I'm always here for you. And
We love you.
yeah,
Love you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You want to lead us out, Stace?
Of course. Okay, guys, we hope you enjoyed our book for February, and everyone should go out and read Pride and Protest. Pride and Protest by Nikki Payne. It's amazing. And then make sure to read what you like this month and stay safe.